Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into OpenAI's massive new play in social media, an app that's powered entirely by its video model, Sora. And the question on everyone's mind is a big one. Could this actually be a threat to TikTok? Yeah, let's just sit with that for a second. Because this question right here, this is exactly what OpenAI is trying to answer. We're not talking about a new filter or some small feature. This is a total reimagining of what a social feed can even be.
So first things first, let's break down what this new app is. What actually makes it tick. Okay, so right now it's an exclusive invite-only thing on iOS. But here's the absolute key. The content you're seeing isn't real-world video with some effect slapped on top. No, this stuff is born from AI. Every single swipe shows you a world that was literally generated from a text prompt.
And a few of its features are just wow. This Cameo feature lets you scan and insert a verified digital version of yourself into any scene. And get this, the AI can even generate synchronized sound and lip-sync dialogue for you. It's a huge shift from just watching content to actually participating in these synthetic worlds. So that's the what. Now let's get into the how, as in how this totally flips the script on what it even means to be a content creator.
Think about it. The whole creative process just got turned on its head. You don't need a camera, you don't need fancy lighting, you don't need editing software anymore. Your main skill is now your imagination, your ability to design a compelling prompt. The AI does all the heavy lifting.
And the way you create is basically this constant loop. You prompt an idea, you add your cameo, you generate the clip, and then you publish it for somebody else to come along and remix. And here's the kicker. The act of making the video becomes the social interaction, not just posting the final product.
So with a totally new way to create, you gotta ask the obvious question. Can this new kid on the block actually take on the reigning champ of short-form video?
This chart really lays out the battlefield. TikTok's power comes from its massive locked-in user base, what we call network effects, and its deep ties with the music industry. Sora's big advantage? Frictionless production, the ability to create impossible CGI-quality scenes in just seconds. But, man, it has some huge mountains to climb, like figuring out how to pay creators and how to handle music licensing. Those are still just giant question marks.
But we're not just talking about business problems. Oh no, we're wading into a straight-up legal and technical minefield here.
And here is the first major bomb. Sora's model is trained on an opt-out policy. That basically means it assumes it can use any data it finds unless someone specifically tells it not to. That is the complete opposite of what the creative industry wants. They want opt-in or licensing deals, and it's already causing some serious drama in Hollywood.
Now, OpenAI knows deepfakes are a huge concern, right? So they've tried to build in some guardrails from the start. You apparently can't generate videos of public figures, and to put yourself in a video, you need to go through a verification process to prove it's really you and that you consent. It's a really important first step, but the real test is going to be when this thing scales to millions of users.
And the challenges just keep piling up. The model could apparently reproduce harmful stereotypes, access is a huge bottleneck right now, and there are still these massive, messy questions about who actually owns what. Do you own the prompt? Does OpenAI own the video? What about the remix? It's unclear.
Okay, so let's put it all together. What's the final verdict here? Is this the TikTok killer everyone's hyping it up to be, or is it something else entirely?
All right, the bull case, the super optimistic view, is that if the video quality is incredible and the tools are just fun to use, Sora becomes the place where new culture gets made. It could be the creative sandbox where memes and trends are born before they go viral everywhere else.
But the bear case, the more pessimistic view, is that the defenses TikTok has built, its huge network, its music deals, its payment system for creators, are just too strong. In that future, Sora stays this really cool but very niche AI lab for tech enthusiasts, not a mainstream social network.
The most likely outcome, at least for now, is probably right down the middle. We're going to see this huge wave of hype, and then things will probably cool down a bit as OpenAI gets down to the hard work of fixing all these legal, safety, and technical problems.
And that really brings us to the real takeaway. Honestly, whether Sora kills TikTok might be the wrong question. The bigger thing here is that it's forcing every single one of us to deal with a new reality. In a world where our feeds are becoming totally synthetic, we have to completely redefine what we even think of as authentic, or real, or relatable online.